We as humans have a big role to play in healing nature. There are ways to interact with nature that meet our needs while also meeting the needs and enhancing the biodiversity of the entire system. We will always have a massive impact on the land, but we have a choice of what we want that impact to be. I'm Ildiko Polony, the Executive Director of Sutro Stewards.
And my name is Kelly Dodge. I'm the Stewardship Coordinator. So we first got started back in 2006 officially as an organization. A group of community people got together with our founding director, Craig Dawson, and they wanted to build a trail system out here. And then that's where Sutro Stewards was really formed. And then in later years, we expanded into our conservation and our nursery programs. So we have our nursery here, and then our conservation program where we do habitat restoration all over the mountain. A lot of the young plants that we installed this winter are flagged with yellow flags, so that'll be able to kind of keep your eyes open when you're around a yellow flag that there might be a native plant nearby.
You know, Mount Sutro was completely overgrown with eucalyptus and invasive species. For about 80 years, there was no active management of the mountain. Once the trails were in, then you can start working from the trails and do habitat restoration, so do clearing of invasive species and planting of native plants. And so that's why this upper area that's closest to the trail, the plants are older, it's more filled in, it looks a little bit more established. Biodiversity promotes resilience. So the more species you have, the more genetic diversity you have within a species, the more resilient that species is. So when we're facing things like extreme drought and wildfire and flooding and extreme heat, habitat restoration is also the way to address that. Restored, intact ecosystems sequester and store carbon and other greenhouse gases at higher rates than degraded ecosystems. Degraded ecosystems tend to release carbon. So habitat restoration is both a solution to the problem of there being too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere that's causing global warming, and it's also a solution to the extreme weather events that we're seeing more and more of. We're facing two crises right now, a biodiversity crisis, the 6th great extinction, and climate change, and they're interconnected. They are not separate. With restoring ecosystems globally, 37% of the carbon mitigation that needs to happen will occur. When you restore the plant communities, you're restoring the base of the food chain that other animals can participate in, because it all starts with the plants. Parent birds, mother and father birds, have been known to bring back up to 200 caterpillars a day for a single nest. So if you don't have the plants that the moths and butterflies can lay their eggs on, then you're not going to have the caterpillars and you're not going to have the baby birds. It gives me hope for the future, like to know that we as humans can have this kind of positive impact on the land. It's a choice to pave and pollute and destruct. And I know it's a choice because here I am doing something different. And so are all these wonderful people volunteering their time.
This open space just needs some love, and because it gives me so much, I just felt like I needed to give back a little.
It allows people just to see that this is happening with our community, and there's other people who are interested in it, and there's other people who are fighting for it.
I was that disconnected from nature, urban dweller who didn't grow up with a backyard and grew up in a big city and didn't have a connection to nature. And I was really concerned about climate change, and I thought the solutions to climate change were technological. I'm not saying that they're not, they are, but I was missing this whole piece that I think is a blind spot for a lot of people. And Sutro Stewards helps connect the dots because we help build that connection to nature. There's no reason why we can't be landscaping with San Francisco native plants all throughout the city. There's this really false dichotomy of a separation between humans and nature, and it's one of the reasons why we're in this ecological crisis that we're in, is because we see ourselves as separate and we see ourselves as superior. There's a place for every single living thing on this planet and non-living thing. You know, we tend to have this idea of disposable nature, disposable humans. That needs to be flipped around. We need to start prioritizing life and abundance and doing the activities and things that promote life.